Yo guys, welcome in a new video today, which will kick off the 6 most craziest month you are going to experience in your life in this year. Guys, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to expect in this year, what is going to happen with crypto, but also especially, that might be even more important, what's going to happen afterwards. And yeah guys, first of all, apologies, I've not been uploading that much recently. I've been very busy. I'm working on multiple projects right now. I'm traveling a lot through the country. So yeah guys, I won't be able to be there every single day, but I will be there on important moments, and I will be there, of course, as much as possible. That's why I'm trying to make these updates right now here with my telephone as well. So guys, I hope you guys can enjoy this as well, because the message that I have in today's video is very important. And the first statement of the message, guys, is that time is more important than price. Sounds weird, but it is like this. Time is more important than price. The law of vibration. The markets are moving in certain vibrations. The markets are moving cyclical. When you see a certain top, when you see a certain bottom, the cause of that effect, the effect is the top or bottom, the cause of that action, of that price action, has already been planted way before. You just seen the manifestation later on. Once you can understand that, you'll know that the markets are not random. The markets, they are going in a certain rhythmic pattern. And one very obvious rhythmic pattern that has been present in the crypto space, guys, that is the Bitcoin 4-year cycle. And the Bitcoin 4-year cycle is basically, very simply explained, is a cycle where we are seeing 3 years an uptrend in the Bitcoin price, followed by a climax on the end of that 3 years, basically. The growth is going exponentially. So the first of the 3 years, it starts slowly, it builds up, and at the end of the 3 years, it goes exponentially, which means that at the end of the 3 years, there is a high confidence in risk on assets in the crypto space. So a lot of that liquidity flowing to altcoins as well, which is known to be as an altcoin season, which is often the last phase of the bull market, followed by a 1-year bear market. Well guys, why am I saying this right now? Because what we are seeing right now in Bitcoin is Bitcoin has been correcting since January, which is pretty normal during this bull market. But if we really zoom out and we look at the bigger 4-year cycles, Bitcoin is entering now the last phase of the bull market, the very last phase of the 4-year cycle. And I'm also going to call this, guys, the fake golden age period, because I believe this is going to be the narrative in the next 6 months. We are going to see, guys, in the next coming weeks, mark my words, in the next coming weeks or months, you are going to get massive news. There's going to be a massive news event, but this news doesn't impact the price. It does look like the news is going to impact the price, but it's not, because the cause of that price action, price reaction, has already been planted ages ago. The cause of the price action right now has already been planted in 2022, because the markets are moving in a rhythm. And that rhythm is the news is actually fitting to that rhythm. So when you are seeing, for example, a certain announcement of maybe the interest rates are being lowered, I'm just name an example, then that is just that person or that committee that is lowering the interest rates that is in touch with that human rhythm, which makes the interest rates go down, which makes the price go up. At least that's what most people think. However, there have been traders in the past, like William Delbert Gann, who have been able to predict prices on exact dates and turning points way before it actually happens, with a 92% accuracy. That already proves that the markets are not random. And that's also what I want to say in this video, with an important message to every single one of you, is that the coming years are going to be very difficult. It's going to be very clean up years. We are in the end of a 100-year cycle. The last one was in 1929. The Great Depression started. We have seen the Second World War. Right now, we are 100 years later, and we are going to see a similar event, a similar rhythmic event that took place in 1929, but it's going to take place in this time and era as well. And you gotta be able to protect yourself. You gotta be able to foresee this. Because when you foresee this already right now, you are able to act, make better decisions, and therefore protect yourself, create a better life, and steer with more comfort through the storm that is coming, because a very big storm probably is coming. Right? So this video is a video you should definitely save, and you should re-watch this video in October later this year. October, mark my words, October later this year. Watch this video, because that is when the 4-year cycle is going to end, and most likely we are going to see a climax period during that time, October, November, somewhere in that range, maybe even extended to December. But don't get your hopes too much up, because these rhythms often are very accurate on a macro scale. So what I'm trying to say here is that most likely we are going to see a top this year on a moment that is going to be very difficult for every single one of you to at least already think of taking profits. Is going to feel so unnatural to take profits, and it feels like against every cell in your body that you are actually want to take profits. You don't want to take profits. I felt it all the previous bull markets as well. It's very difficult to take profits when all the news is bullish, all the messages you hear are bullish, everything you go on YouTube is bullish, everything bullish. Guys, these moments are coming back. Mark my words, in the next weeks, we are going to see an explosive move in crypto. It will start with Bitcoin, it will be followed by altcoins, and this ride will go on for some time. In the last phase of this bull market, it will take another 6 months from where we are right now until we are seeing the top. And does that mean that we are going to take off in a couple of weeks, don't look back, and just up only? Maybe. The crypto market can get that crazy, we know that. But the most important is the end date, October, November, the end of this year. That's the most important, because maybe it will have a slow build up, and then in the last month it will just go completely crazy, completely bananas. We don't know. But that's what I'm saying. Time is more important than price. We don't know what the price exactly is going to do, but we know in terms of time where roughly the top will be. We have to look at that. We have to look at where we're going. From that top, we most likely get a 1-year bear market. I'm not really sure what's happened afterwards. Maybe we are going to get a very steep bear market, because one thing that is coming as well in 2028 and 2029, which are huge turning points these years, is we are going to see a Shemitah cycle, Shemitah year. 1929, the start of the Great Depression, was a Shemitah year. 2022, the bear market for 1 year, was a Shemitah year. 2008 financial crisis was a Shemitah year. I've been studying the Shemitah cycle already since 7 years or 6 years roughly. This thing is never wrong, almost. Like, actually, this thing has never been really wrong. There has been some years, if you would have sold on the wrong time, you would have waited that year, you might be kind of equal from your entry, but most of the time, every Shemitah year, the price are going to go down. So this is going to happen in 2028 to 2029. So, guys, we are entering, and this is also known as the fourth turning. So there are so many cycles that are coming together here. So we have the 100-year cycle from 1929 to now. We have the fourth turning, which is a 80-year cycle, which is basically also showing type of where macro humanity is going through. And we are right now in that last phase. There are many books, many analysts who have been predicting the times that we are living in right now. The crazy times that we are living in right now. It is absolutely crazy. But, and here's the surprise, guys, it's probably going to become even more crazy because we are in that last phase. And in the last phase, everything is accelerating. We are going to reach that climax point. That's why the wealth transfer is so important, because this wealth transfer is going to give us a small window in order to grab liquidity, to protect ourselves and to create a better world, basically, because that's our job right here, especially if you're from my generation. This is the millennial generation, maybe a little bit older, maybe a little bit younger. Most of you that are watching this video that have that same feeling as I do, same feeling as hundreds of other people do, that we have in our community. You are all here with the purpose to create a better world. I'm going to talk more about this in the future, but one of these purposes is your gift to create financial abundance. Otherwise, you wouldn't be busy in crypto. There is a transition going, and crypto is going to help in that transition, and that's why you are here as well. And that's going to be very important, but if you are not well thought through these cycles, and if you cannot foresee what is coming, then it's going to be very difficult to steer through these things. So I'm going to definitely apply a strategy which will, in the next coming months, in the next coming 6 months, will create more safety, a more safety net. I've been all in already since the end of 2022, right? So I get all the chips on the table, but right now we are entering a phase where for now still you want to remain seated because we are not there yet. But we are going to enter a phase where you want to be focusing on creating a safety net. And that's maybe a little bit too early right now, this video, because probably in a couple of months you'll be forgetting about this video, forgetting about this message, and a lot of you guys will be caught up in the emotional sentiment of the markets. Hey guys, maybe even including me. I've seen it so many times, but that's why we gotta stay sharp. We gotta stay sharp and stick to the plan. Very important. Remind yourself, put alarms in your phone, join the community, help each other on the community. That whenever that is happening, October, November this year, depending of course how the price looks, right? If the price just is going flat from now till October, November, we might have seen a change in cycle. But if we are seeing right now a build-up, and we have already seen Bitcoin correcting pretty heavily, and most likely will start its next rally pretty soon. And like I said, there will come some news, but the news don't have any effect on the price, because that cause of the price action has already been planted in 2022. Because in 2022, it was already, you could already predict where the price is going to top in 2025. And there's going to be October, November, maybe in a crazy scenario, December, but then it's already quite off from the time target of a 4-year cycle. And people think that this has to do with time in the sense of days and years, and on the one hand, it kind of does, but it has more to do so with the planetary movements. The planetary movements are the main cause of the price action. And we are seeing that in the solar cycle right now as well, in the sun cycle. The sunspot cycle is at its peak. We are going to see peak market activity. We are right now in that phase. Right now we are in that phase. But this is going to turn in the next 6 months. And when the solar activity goes down, the market activity goes down, because the planets are ruling the price action. So guys, I hope this makes sense. I did a lot of research into this. I'm going to talk more about this as well, of course, in the future. These cycles are very important, but the most important thing that you have to know is that we are entering the last phase of the bull cycle, and the years that are coming ahead after 2025. So I'm talking about 2026, maybe 2027 will be a relief year. 2028, 9 and 29 will be definitely very difficult years probably. Especially 2029 will be a very bearish year. Mark my words. Okay guys, that was it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. If so, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, join the community, link is down below in the description. And yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think of this. And like I said, I'll try to be there as much as possible for the community. I'm going to talk also more about mindset and about which direction we should steer with our mind. It's going to be very important as well during these times, because this is going to be your very biggest assets that you are going to carry with you, even carry with you after you leave this life. This asset is built by this asset. So you got to control this asset by this, as this is going to be the most important progress you are going to make. Because if you control this asset by this asset, it doesn't matter. The money that you make doesn't really matter, because you're always able to sustain yourself, because you will be able to align yourself in the desired manifestation or desired reality that you will thrive. But yeah guys, more about this later. Let me know in the comment section if you're interested in that. I want to wish every single one of you a beautiful day today, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye bye guys.